Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalam ala rasulillah. We start our Islamic study class now. Brother Zaid, what did you have for today?
Today I have the topic, the book is the 40 Hadiths on Poisonous Social Habits.
Okay.
And the topic for today is failing to control the tongue. It says, when one desires to talk, then it is upon him to think before he speaks. If there is a beneficial good in what he will say, then he should speak. And if he has doubt about that, then he must not speak until he clears that doubt by making his speech good. The rules and principles of Sharia maintain that every individual entrusted by the state with a particular responsibility has grave duty to guard his or her tongue from all types of speech, uttering only words that are predominantly beneficial. Therefore, in a situation in which speaking and remaining silent both contain the same amount of benefit and harm, the sunnah is to refrain from speaking altogether. This is because permissible speech, equal in benefit and harm, paves the way towards that which is only disliked but forbidden. In such cases, the forbidden usually prevails. Applying precautions after the damage has been done will not repair it in the least.
Very good. MashaAllah.
There is a hadith I was reading about the Prophet ﷺ. It says,
Whoever believes in Allah, let him say something good or be quiet. Yes, all right.
Well, there's another one too. It says the Prophet ﷺ said, they are being tortured as punishment, but they are not being punished because of major sin. Yet their sins are great. One of them did not attempt to save himself from being soiled with urine and the other one used to gossip. Then the Prophet ﷺ asked for a green palm tree branch. He split it into two pieces and placed one piece on each grave, saying, I hope that their torture or punishment might be lessened until these green branches dry up. This is Bukhari. I have a question from that hadith, how the Prophet ﷺ took the branch and placed it by the graves. Is this permissible for us to do so?
No, if you read the hadith, you find the hadith telling you that the Prophet ﷺ get to know that they are in punishment. Okay? So as a result of this, he bought this green tree or branch with hoping that Allah will reduce their punishment until this branch dry. Now, who is among us that can know that the person in the grave is punished or not? So, see, was a special case for the Prophet ﷺ. Okay?
Now I have a question.
Did you understand this first?
Yes, I understand.
Okay.
But what if you know of someone or they're very close to you and you know that they did haram in this dunya, or what they did, like for example, if you know of one of your family members that don't use a sinja, and you know this for a fact, and they are in the grave, and you cannot just assume.
You could not assume. We don't go by assumption, okay? Plus that we don't know that any of the Sahaba, you see, did this. That means the Sahaba understood that this was a special action that's done by the Prophet, but not to be repeated. Otherwise, we will have a narration that so-and-so did this, so-and-so did this. So we always observe the practice of the Sahaba because they are the best one to understand what did the Prophet ﷺ did. It was something especially for him or for the Ummah, for them to follow it. So we don't have any narration to tell us that any of the Sahaba did this. Okay? Plus, you don't know that this person that he says that he commit such a sin, that did he repent from it or not? And did Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive him for it or not? So we could not sit here and assuming things. All right? And Allah knows best. Okay?
That's it.
Yes.
I just want to say this. No, I don't want to say a question or anything. I just want to say this paragraph. Ibn al-Asir said that Dajjal is called Messiah because one of his eyes is branded Memsuh.
Mamsuh.
Messiah means a person whose face is abraded, Memsuh, on one side with no eye or eyebrow. This is in contrast to the Messiah, Isa ibn Maryam, who is so called because he used to wipe Yamseh, the sick, and they would be healed by Allah's leave.
Okay. So although that one called Masih, which is the liar one, and the other one called Masih Isa ibn Maryam, but he gave you the definition of Masih or Masih, okay, that it can apply here in the right term and here can apply in the wrong term. All right, you have a question about this?
No.
You understand now?
Yes.
All right. So what about the Dajjal now? He is what?
He is Messiah.
Okay, but he is what? One of the major signs of the day of judgment.
Yes.
The appearance of the Antichrist, okay, or the liar, that one of the major signs of the day of judgment.
Yeah, he's the second one, I think.
Now, I have a question.
What was the first one?
The first one was the smoke.
Okay, after the smoke,
Is the Dajjal.
after Dajjal,
The descendant of Isa.
okay,
And then the emergence of Yajuj and Majuj, the end of Islam, the removal of the Quran, and the death of good people, mankind's return to ignorance and idol worship, the destruction of the Kaaba by Dul Sawayq,
Suwaika.
and the
Okay.
rising of the sun.
My question was, I believe this is I don't know if this is from the Quran or if this is Hadith, but I've heard that during the time of the Prophet ﷺ, there were Christians that were were cast away onto an island, and they came onto the island and they met up with the beast of the earth. They couldn't tell the front from its back, and they seen the Dajjal chained up because the beast of the earth was the overwatcher of this. And when they returned back to Mecca or Medina, whichever one, they told
This Tamim al-Dari, this hadith reported by Tamim al-Dari.
Now do we believe this as Muslims, even though
Of course, this is hadith, you understand, because he narrated to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam confirmed it. He did not say, no, this is a story or you guys lie or anything like this. And it happens that the day before that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam was telling the Sahaba about the same narration. So now when Tamim al-Dari came from his journey and told the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he wants the Sahaba to hear it, because this is confirmation this is a confirmation of what he had told them the day before. Okay? All right. Go ahead.
My book is The Day of Resurrection, and I'm reading the resurrection of some dead things in this life. Some human beings at various times in history have witnessed the revival of dead bodies and dry bones. They have even witnessed life coming into inanimate objects. Allah has told us of some of these dazzling miracles. For example, the people of Musa said to him, "We shall never believe in you until we see Allah plainly." So they were struck with a thunderbolt whilst they were looking on, and then they were brought back from the dead.
Mm-hmm.
But you were seized with a thunderbolt, lightning, while you were looking. Then we raised you up after
Your
death,
death. Mm-hmm.
so that you might be grateful.
Mm-hmm.
Graceful.
So Allah made some cases of revival of death in this life to certain people, to certain cases. So this one case of them, okay? When the Bani Israel asked to see Allah, okay? And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, due to their transgression and being disobedience and asking things that they are not supposed to be asking, not to be doing what they been told to, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala caused them to die, okay, with a thunder, lightning. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revives them again, brought them back to life. We see in the story about Surah Al-Baqarah that Bani Israel, they have somebody who been murdered, somebody killed him and they don't know who's the killer. And comes the story of Baqarah, which is a surah is named after the incident, Surah Al-Baqarah, okay? So he told them, you understand, to slaughter the cow, take a part of the cow and strike the dead person, okay? With some of the flesh of the cow. And by doing this, the man got back again to life, told them who's the one who had killed him, and he went back again to death. Okay? There is more than one story, they understand, that we see it in Quran about Allah had gave life to things in this life before even the hereafter.
So was that Prophet Musa at that time?
Yeah, in the time of the Prophet Musa.
Oh, so that.
Yeah. Okay, what else?
Oh, nothing. I said what you just said about the cow.
Okay, they giving you the story about the cow?
Yeah.
All right.
My book is Paradise and Hell, and I'm talking about the worst evil deeds of those who will remain in hell forever. The first one is kufr and shirk, which is like associating partners with Allah. And this is like one of the worst sins that you can commit. And then the second one is failing to fulfill the legislated duties as well as denying the day of judgment. The third one is obeying the misguided leaders of kufr and accepting the principles by means of which they misled people and turned them away from their religion of Allah as taught by the prophets. And arrogance. And it says in this book that someone mentioned in the Quran, I think it's Fir'aun, he's promised to go to hell. Like, I don't know if he's the first one, but he'll remain in hell forever.
Okay. All right.
I have a question. I think this is a hadith. It was saying that the Prophet ﷺ, I don't know when this happened or what setting it was, but I remember there was the Prophet ﷺ, and the angel Jibril was laughing. And and the Prophet ﷺ asked him, he said, "Why are you laughing?" He said, "You should have seen me when I was grabbing the dirt from the bottom of the sea and stuffing it into the mouth of the Fir'aun." He said, "Why did you do this?" He said, "Because I was afraid that he would utter La ilaha illallah and the mercy from Allah would have forgave him for what he had did." So it was just talking about like the mercy of Allah and how merciful Allah is and everything like that. Is this hadith or is this?
Where did you read this?
Well, I didn't read it out. I was watching a video from the same thing that I told you yesterday.
No.
But they give like small stories from like from hadith. They never narrate who gave the hadith or anything like that. But they just give stories about it. But this is true that the Prophet, the angel Jibril put the dirt on the sand.
I don't know. I heard this story before. And like I said, if there is no evidence or things like this, that we could not be narrating the things, but it's for me to go and try to see from where is this brought, okay? Allah knows best. So you say this was a movie or was a lecture?
It's like a lecture. I can give you the YouTube channel. It was like one time when we used to go up to the masjid, Sister Frida, and talk to you about, or asked you if this video was good. It was about the creation of jinn. And you watched the video and you said that it was correct. It was from the same source. It's called the Merciful Sir. I'll write it down for you on YouTube. They have like daily reminders and different things on there.
Sure. Well, there's different people who get the lecture.
All right, so everybody's okay for today? Okay, now we have 5 verses today because you understand you have today, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Okay? And Monday. So that you have enough time that you memorize a new verses. And some of them is so short. Okay? So make sure that, inshallah, that you memorize and you study during the weekend. In the meantime, that everybody go sit in the side and go over the verses, or if somebody wants to sit with Mahat to help him about getting these verses together, he can do so. But there's no laughing, no playing. All right. Subhanakallah wa bihamdik, nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, nastaghfiruka.